How much water should you take per day? And I think we've talked about this for quite a time now, and by now you understand. But then there's something that you need to understand between you and water. We have so many instances. There is no fixed number. Actually, the 8 glasses of water a day was just kind of someone just came up with something. Yeah, but it's not actually factual, because let's go with the 8 glasses of water a day. We have people working in different places. Like, for example, you have someone in a desert. You're somewhere very dry, so you're losing a lot of water through perspiration, or maybe even breathing out. You're breathing out water droplets. You're sweating. Maybe you're working in a construction area, or you're just doing a manual work or manual job, so you need to use a lot of your muscles, so you overheat. One of the way that your body will use is to get rid of water, which will come on the surface and evaporate. So you're losing water, a lot of it. You're also going to compare this to someone who's just seated in an office the whole day. So they are under a roof. They don't actually have as much of the loss of water, because they are not exposed to the extreme conditions. We also have people who have winter, or maybe we have our own winter here in June and July. So you're not losing a lot of water during this period, meaning that your intake of the demand for water from your body is very low. You compare this to someone we mentioned that is working somewhere, and somewhere actually sunny, so they are under the sun, it's very hot, they're losing a lot of water, the demand is very high. So 8 glasses of water for that person who is working and sweating a lot and losing a lot of that water, 8 glasses might not even be sufficient. For someone who's just seated in an office, maybe even just having a simple glass of water in the morning can take them throughout the day. Or just someone who is experiencing winter, or maybe it's so cold, the humidity is so high, they are not even sweating. It might mean that even having just a glass of tea can be enough to take them throughout the day. So one thing I usually tell people to observe is the color of their urine. You remember we talked about the colors of the urine, and what they mean about the hydration part. So you always want to maintain the faint yellow or faint amber color, so that's the ideal. If yours is deep amber or deep brown or deep orange, around that point, you need to take in a lot of water to offset that. You also don't need to take a lot of water, and we've talked about hyponatremia. You don't need to take a lot of water, because it's going to also come with other bad effects, because once you set off or you offset the amount of electrolytes in the body, you're going to affect your muscles. And guess what's part of your muscles? You have the heart muscles, which are supposed to always be flawless. They're supposed to work forever until your last breath. So you always need to make sure that the urine that you're passing is not clear, like totally clear, and it's not concentrated, so it's not supposed to be highly colored. So you need to maintain the faint amber, and if you don't remember, you can just go back to that video and see what I referred to in the normal urine. So you need to maintain it at that point. Your body is supposed to tell you when to take water and when you're thirsty. So you're supposed to, before, there's something called prodrome syndrome. Before you get to a point where you are now thirsty, you will feel it beforehand. And that's when you need to take water. And for example, if you work in an office, you know the amount of water you're supposed to take per day, because you observe yourself based on the days you've been taking water. And it's usually very important for you to observe your body. This is something that you don't need to even inquire from your doctor. You need to know your body, how much water you take per day, and then maintain that. Like, for example, if you're sitting in an office, and by the way, if you're taking water, you need to include anything fluid you're taking during that day. Even tea in the morning, it contains water. Even food that contains stew still contain water. So if you take that, the amount that you take per day, and then the whole week you observe your intake of water, then you have a very good clue of how much of water you're supposed to take in that day. So if you observe my statements, it's me telling you to take control of your body, because you know your body better than anyone.